All right, we're good.
Good. Welcome to the Planning Commission meeting on June 4th, 2025. Meeting's called to order. I got minutes in the packet. Anybody have any concerns with them? Motion to approve.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So moved. Chad. Anybody have, Jeff, anything?
No.
Larry?
Oh, I
Jeff?
do.
Oh.
Just food for thought. I don't know if it's coming up in this next legislation or not. They're thinking about passing something that would allow people like up on the mountain or something to take a garage, turn it into a unit to rent. And the commissioner discussed it the other day. We see all kinds of problems with that. You have to put sprinkler system in, you have to do building permits to get it done, put it allow enough parking to have that many more people renting a house. I mean, a lot of issues. They're thinking about putting something like that through. I don't think it's went through yet.
It has gone through. Yeah, it's the ADU, so accessory dwelling units are what they're called. So basically it would allow anybody with a house to build a second accessory dwelling unit. It's phrased as to help with housing, affordable housing, but I don't think that's what we're going to see at the lake. I think we would see just a lot more houses built. So of course we already have issues with a lot of small grandfathered lots. We have issues with stormwater, issues with overcrowding with rentals already, so this could potentially do that. It would even allow them in existing accessory buildings. So we've always had a more relaxed standard for setbacks. You know, we'll allow a garage or shed to go within 5 foot of a side property line, whereas the actual house has to be 15 feet. This would allow those accessory buildings to be converted into houses or certain size requirements, and potentially even additions on houses. So it's very much contrary to all the density standards we had in the zoning ordinance, which are typically 1 unit per acre, or in some of the town center areas you can go down smaller than that. But yeah, this is a lot to deal with, so we potentially have to be amending our zoning ordinances and thinking about that. I think we would have the ability to not allow 2 rentals on one property. So like transient vacation rentals, I think that's in the law that we could regulate that. So that's something that Planning Commission, County Commissioners will have to think about. When we adopted TVRU regulations back in 2003, that was one of the concerns. There's too much going on in one lot, overcrowding, too many people there. So do we want to allow that? Do we want to allow a rental to put another rental unit on there? So those are things we'll have to consider. We have a little bit of time, but my understanding it's passed and we just have a little bit of time before it's in effect to think about.
Something to watch, huh?
Unfortunately.
Jeff, anything?
No, sir.
Tim?
No.
Liz? Okay, moving on to the next one. You have anything, Chad, besides the zoning appeals case?
Yeah, I will announce the commissioners voted to extend Tim for another term. Bruce Swift is going to fulfill the rest of Bill Weisgerber's term, so we're going to have Bruce Swift move up to be a full-time member, and Tara Crawford has been elected to serve as the new alternate. So commissioners voted on that.
Who's the new alternate?
Tara Crawford. She's works with TaylorMade Real Estate.
Also a musician.
Yes.
Okay, zoning appeals case?
Yeah, just got one zoning appeals. It's a special exception, so special exceptions come to the Planning Commission. You have a chance to provide an opinion to the Zoning Board of Appeals. This one's an application submitted by Thrasher Engineering, care of UGE and Alexander, and Ekaterina Koifman for a special exception for a solar energy generating system, a community-sized. The property is located at 465 Posel Road, McHenry, Maryland, on map 42, parcel 29. It's zoned Lake Residential 2. Show you a picture of that. Sorry about that. Give you a little context. So this is Shop and Save down to Lake, Perkins. We'll go up Posel Road here. It's this property right here. See the power line right there, and that's what it'll look like. So since this is a special exception for the Deep Creek watershed, we do have standards in the Deep Creek area for solar. and they have to show that it's going to be set back 100 feet, total height no more than 20 feet, can't produce glare, has to be screened from adjoining properties, and then they'll have to do a decommissioning plan and bond at the end of the project. So they have submitted all that to us for review for the Board of Appeals. So I don't know if the commission has any comments on it, or
Are you starting to get some feedback on it or not?
I don't know if Bruce has got anything on this one yet or not. We've sent all the mailings out to everybody.
How big acreage, square footage wise, what is this?
Usually this, if it's community size, usually you're looking at 10 to 15 acres. Total leased area will now be 13 and a half acres, it says. And this one will be a 2 megawatt community size. 100 feet from all property boundaries, and then they'll have landscaping around that to shield it from neighboring properties.
Anybody want to send anything down with this? Liz, you have anything on this? Isn't that where that new housing development's supposed to go back in there someplace?
I'm not sure about
Proposed?
that.
Jeff, you have anything to add?
Can you go back to the regular map,
Mhm.
where it's located at?
So is that in the flight plan of the airport out there?
I'm not sure. That's something we'll have to double check. The airport's up here,
Oh,
so
okay, it's not.
there actually is an airport zoning ordinance, and it's actually a series of concentric circles, and as you go out, there are different height requirements. This one won't be higher than 20 feet, it has a 20-foot high max, so I don't think this would, even if it's in that outer ring, which we can check, I don't think there would be a impact from it.
I don't pay attention to solar panels on them. Do they have a glare on them?
No,
I
that's
never
one of the
thought
things.
about that. If you're flying an airplane, you're coming in, you're like, you can't see the airport, depending on which way the sun's shining.
They've addressed glare in here.
I never thought about anything like that.
There's, the ones now look kind of black now, don't they?
Yeah, they did say there's anti-reflective coating on them. I don't know if they considered it from the air. Their glare study was basically for, we don't anticipate the glare will be an issue for the surrounding areas. And that's basically what it says in the zoning ordinance. It can't produce glare that would constitute a nuisance to occupants of neighboring parcels or persons traveling neighboring roads. I don't think we really addressed overhead. But I do think they're trying to absorb light, was the way it was described in one of our meetings. They're not, you know, anytime you're reflecting that light back, you're losing energy, so they're doing what they can to absorb all that. So
they probably already signed a lease with the solar company, so now they're actually moving ahead.
I don't know the details of it. I assume that they have.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, they reference in their letter the leased area, so. Yeah, so they've said they've engaged, they've added an additional 2.5 acres to help with existing tree coverage, and the total leased area will be 13.5 acres.
And you've sent notice to all the adjoining landowners?
Yes. So in the zoning ordinance, we are required to, for any special exception or zoning hearing, we have to send certified mail to all the neighboring people. Then we post it on the property, and then we run an ad in the paper for 2 weeks. That's all specified in the zoning ordinance. We have to do that.
A lot of the projects, they're giving you like $2,000 an acre.
Oh, really?
More or less, every year. Pretty good deal.
Unless somebody has something, we'll just send it down to zoning appeal. You wanna put any caveat in there with the reflection or anything?
I never even thought about airplane. I'm sure they, because them things are all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna be radiation issues. I don't know.
Good to go.
Unless they send them down the line.
Okay. I will point out this, the state did pass another bill, House Bill 1036, which is about solar. This one was debated for quite some time. We thought it was gonna preempt a lot of local control. I'm still reading through it. It seems like it may be a little more lenient in terms of the zoned area, that we may not be able to require special exception anymore, that we would have to permit them. In the other areas though, it did add some setbacks, so in the same way this one had setbacks of 100 feet, this one is going to add some setbacks in the non-zoned areas of the county, so there may be actually some benefit, there may be a little more protection to adjoining property owners, because in the unzoned areas now, we don't have any setback control, that's all just through zoning, so it does seem like there's gonna be a little more setback. It talks about a landscaping buffer and things here, so there may actually be some benefits. There's some other parts of it that I'm still kind of sorting through what exactly we'll have to do, so we'll have to figure that out for sure if we need to maybe even amend our zoning ordinance to put it in line with this bill.
But it's a pass bill.
Yes, yeah, it takes effect July 1st.
Anything else, fellas? Young lady? Liz? All right, that's it, right?
Yep.
Meeting